Batman Beyond is the sequel series to Batman the Animated Series, which is definitely one of my favorite, uh, depictions of the Cape Crusader in animated form. And Batman Beyond had big shoes to fill when it initially came out, and in my opinion, it really did. And I think the first place we can look at is the first episode. The first episode for Batman Beyond has definitely one of the best ideas for an openings I've ever seen. Uh, you see Batman, this is after the events of Batman the Animated Series. He's older, he's using a new high-tech suit, and he is like losing this fight against just these like regular thugs, which causes him to, because he's trying to protect his like life and survive, he picks up a gun. And in that moment, the reaction of the bad guys that he's fighting, you get everything you need. It's such a concise, dense, perfect moment that really does so much for telling you exactly where the character is at, and the regret in Bruce's face after he does that. It just really does show it's like a very very good opening, and it really does set the tone for the series, and it just gets it to an incredible start in my opinion. And I think that's indicative of the brilliance that the show has, because in my opinion, this show really does live up to Batman the Animated Series, and I think it's just as good. This show has incredible action, incredible animation, incredible character work. Watching it is just such a vibe. I mean, you just throw on one of these at night, just one episode a night, you'll have a blast. Terry McGinnis is a really great um, introduction, in a really great character to add to these to the Batman lore, because he's not one of the Robins. The Robins are a lot older now. He's serving a different purpose, where Robin is supposed to be kind of supplementary to Batman, or complementary to Batman. Terry is supposed to actually take over the role as Batman, and he kind of serves like, he's like the futuristic Batman with the futuristic upgrade, and he's got like this punk rebel attitude, and he's got he kind of reminds me of Spider-Man 2099, which is a future version of Spider-Man. uh, but that's basically where the similarities end. They're not very similar, besides the fact that they're both future versions of very popular characters from superhero uh, cartoons. And I would have loved Spider-Man 2099. I could go on about that all day. But Batman Beyond, it really does well to, not only does it introduce good characters, it also doesn't rely too heavily on nostalgia baiting for the previous series. You didn't need to see Batman the Animated Series, and you didn't need to rely, and the show didn't need to like pick characters from that series, pick villains, and then reintroduce them in this series, which I thought that was really a testament to the writers, creative excellence, I'll say, because they were able to, make the show and have it be a really good, interesting narrative without needing to rely too heavily on picking from the previous show and, kind of taking from what already worked. They actually made new things for the show, and I think they really did it well. I mean, Terry McGinnis, he's replacing Batman. I mean, he's not really replacing Batman, because Bruce thankfully still has a role in the show, which I really enjoy. I think if you didn't have Bruce, you would be missing something entirely. Um, the fact that Bruce is there and he can be a mentor, a guide to Terry, it just allows them to have really heartfelt moments. And this show has a tons of heartfelt moments. Uh, and Terry's, I like that Terry doesn't just live with Batman. He has his own life. He goes to high school. He has a family, and there's a story with him there. I think one of the biggest tragedies with the show is that it only got like 2 seasons or something. I think the show could have gone on for like for so long. I mean, this show is, it it was such a vibe, and I'm very glad that they, I think, brought this back for the Justice League cartoon. They had Terry in some episodes, I think. Um, but this show, it really did well at, introducing new villains. I mean, there of course is there's, the one meme.
You killed my father.
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
Batman Beyond really does deserve, some form nowadays. I think he needs something to like put him back into the culture. You know what I mean? I think this show was really good, and it really does still hold up. I think you should probably just like throw on one episode like a night and just enjoy yourself, honestly, because it's not like it's trying to replace anything. It only adds on to it, and it only adds on to Batman the Animated Series. If you love the animated series, I think you're gonna love this. It is a little bit more, uh, a little bit more lighthearted because the animated series, I mean, it's very dark. It's very, it's drawn on black paper, all this and all that, and it adds to the dark setting. And this does have dark moments as well, but it is a little bit more lighthearted. And I think it's still amazing. Batman Beyond does deserve a movie, honestly. He needs a movie or an animated series or something to put him back. But then again, I'm not sure if they could live up to the hype of this because this was a really just it was incredible. There's so much you can explore with Batman being an older version of himself who can't really fight crime as much and needs to rely on Terry. And I think they explore it phenomenally. Um, and with that, Batman Beyond gets an A. I think it's just as good as the Batman the animated series, and I think it does some things probably even better than the animated series. It's got great animation, great action, great story, and I think they really knocked it out of the park. Do let me know what you think of Batman the animated series and Batman Beyond. In my opinion, they're both amazing. I think they're both such a vibes, and I think anyone who watches them, I think, would be happy with each episode.